So recently I discussed the future of Busch Gardens and gave my own speculation on what I think the park will be doing over the next 5 years. Well, to continue on with my new little series I'm starting, I'm going to discuss in this video what I would do if I owned Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Remember, this isn't an analysis, speculation, or rumors, just simply the decisions I would make if I became the owner of Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Years 2019 and 2020 are already set in stone with Finnegan's Flyers and the unmanned Project Madrid multi-launch coaster by Intamin, so I'm going to jump right in with year 2021. After coming off a big year with an impressive roller coaster, I would like to follow up with a great new dark ride. The Dark Castle building is a perfect place to add a new exciting dark ride. I would like to have a dark ride that uses the latest screen projection technology with a mix of good animatronics. This ride would follow in the same vein of the previous Dark Castle attraction. I'd make it like a continuation to the previous story. Busch Gardens needs a good dark ride. The park is fantastically themed, so it's like dark rides and good theming go hand in hand. Also, similar to my prediction, I would expand the Sesame Street Forest to Fun area and add a few more family-friendly rides. I wouldn't go the route of making it into a separate gate, just expand it somewhat. Sesame Street is a hot IP, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. 2022. This year, I will be investing more money into improving the already existing attractions. Bolton is going to get some more theming on the outside of the dark building. I want to disguise the building as much as possible. The transition from the outside to inside could be a little bit more seamless and engaging. However, the biggest change I would make in 2022 would be retheming the New France area of the park. The whole country Canadian theme just doesn't jive with the rest of the park. I would either retheme it to the Netherlands or just expand the France to overtake the entire area. A few of the rides would of course need to be renamed like Invader. The log flume would need to be spruced up and rethemed as well. Another option would to be expand the Alps theming for Alpengeist and make a complete Switzerland themed section. I haven't really nailed down what the theming should be, but I definitely know New France will be no more. 2023. Our last roller coaster edition was in 2020, so I think it's about time to add another coaster. Similar to my 5-year analysis of the park, I will be building a new flying coaster, though the manufacturer I choose will be Vekoma. Their new flying coaster model that is being built at Phantasialand looks pretty amazing, so I think Busch Gardens would be another prime candidate. This roller coaster would be built in the same land where Dragon Fire was. The ride will be dragon themed, of course, with lots of cool interactions. Maybe even a cool dark ride section. Busch Gardens currently has 2 launch coasters, with another on the way. As far as I know, the Vekoma flying coaster that is going to Fantasia will be launched, and that's what I would prefer as well. Unless I'm wrong, that would make Busch Gardens the first theme park with 4 launch coasters, but I'm really not 100% on that. 2024. Last year was a great addition, with my new flying coaster, which is a more intense type of a coaster, so 2024 will focus on the younger crowd. Sesame Place will get another expansion in the form of a new dark ride. A great family dark ride is something that the park could use. Besides the shows, the other dark rides, including my Dark Castle 2 and Battle for Ire, they aren't exactly completely family friendly. This dark ride would be something more inclusive, like It's a Small World or Peter Pan ride. Obviously, it will be themed to Sesame Street. 2025. Currently, Busch Gardens is pretty heavy with the thrill rides over in Festa Italia, Italy, and Germany sections of the park. I think Ireland could use a little bit more love. With the 2018 and 2019 editions of Battle for Ire and Finnegan's Flyers, the dry spot over in Ireland is starting to shore up. But with that said, I think this area could use another attraction, in the form of a new coaster. For this project, I will go with Mack Rides, and look to build a unique low-to-the-ground terrain coaster. Possibly a spinning coaster, not 100% sure, but I do intend on keeping this one more family-friendly. The theming needs to be top-notch. I want this coaster to be somewhat hidden and least impacting to the area. I might have this coaster go forward and backwards, similar to something like Expedition Everest. The complete theming I don't have set in stone. The main thing here is that it's going to be a family-friendly attraction. So, beyond the attractions to the park, I plan on making some operational changes to the park. Right now, Busch Gardens is pretty well maintained, so there's not too much to change here. But first thing I will do is help with the whole immersion thing. More of the staff will be dressed to themed attire. There are current staff who are in costume, but not everyone is. Just like I did with Cedar Point, I would plan on incorporating more easily accessible lockers throughout the park, and also offering most of them for free. Oh, and something that I didn't mention earlier. I would like to update the station in overall theming to Apollo's Chariots, Alpengeist, and Loch Ness Monster. Apollo's Chariot has your basic station, so some sprucing up with would be really enhance the whole theming. Alpengeist could get some more ski resort theming added around the station and queue area. Loch Ness Monster is decently themed right now, but a little bit more could be added to enhance the whole theming. Alright, well that's my plan if I were to own Busch Gardens Williamsburg. If you watched my Future of Busch Gardens Williamsburg video, you would see that there are some similarities. And that's basically because Busch Gardens is doing a lot of things right. It's currently one of my favorite theme parks, something that really competes with the Florida parks. Alright, to recap, 2021 is the Dark Castle Building Dark Ride Edition and also an expansion to Sesame Street. 2022 is going to be investing to some of the rides already there, like the Apollo's Chariot, Alpengeist, Loch Ness Monster Station, the additional theming going to Verbolten, and also the dismantling of the New France area and retheming of New France. 2023 will be the new roller coaster, which will be a launched flying coaster by Vekoma. 2024 will be another addition to the Sesame Place area, will be a new dark ride, which will be family friendly. 2025 will be a new addition to the Ireland section of the park. This will be a family friendly roller coaster. As I said, I would like to work with Mack Rides, but it's open for other ideas. Well, that's it for today's video. In the comments, I want to hear what you would do if you became the owner of Busch Gardens Williamsburg. And as always, please subscribe to keep up with more great content coming your way by XscreamThrills.